Welcome to Coxie's Picks. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Coxie's Picks, and today what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing how to make this Peerless tool that I made for that previous record attempt. And as you can see, I did make a slight change with a bend. I'm going to show you how to make that as well. So what do we need? Well, we need a broken pick. Here's one I heavy-handed earlier. We're going to need a Dremel cutting disc and a Dremel grinding stone. So why do we want to do this? Well, Peerless 750Cs and above have notorious anti-picking and people get quite upset with picking them, so I thought why not make a tool that's nice and easy. So with the double lock set, with this particular bend, all we do is we reach in the back of the keyway and the single lock is done, and then all we need to do is 45 degree and that's the single lock done. So for speed picking, obviously not really very good for an EDC, but for speed picking this is the perfect tool. So I suppose we better get ourselves started. The first thing we need to do is we need to make our tool 0.5 mil. Now luckily this broken pick that I've got is actually in the 0.5 range anyway, so I'm not actually going to have to do much grinding to it. But what we want to do is we want to get rid of the broken bit and we want to make that a nice 45 degree. I may have to actually trim this a little bit because I want the stalk to be a little bit thinner, but we shall see what we've got. So let's get the Dremel set in. So somebody wanted to see the Dremel action, so we'll get the Dremel action going on. Okay, so Dremel cutting disc in, power up. Okay, where's that one out of the way? And as you can see, we've got rid of most of our issue, but I wanted to keep a fair old chunk of the meat there. So now all we need to do is we need to put our 45 degree cant on it. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can do it with the cutting disc, or you can do it with the grindstone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it initially with a cutting disc, and then I'm going to do it with the grindstone on completion. So stand by, more loud noises. Okay, so now you can see that we've got our point. Now, what I have noticed that is so far we're going to have to take quite a bit of chunk off that to make it fit in the keyway, but we shall see how we go. Right, so let's get this back up. Let's just check to make sure everything's all right. Yeah, we're a bit fat for what I want to achieve, so I need to take some of this off. So we'll get the grindstone in and we'll make it a bit skinnier. So a little bit more loud noises. And when I say skinnier, I don't mean thickness, I mean width. Now as you can see that this is a nice solid straight path here, I'm going to take it off from this side and hopefully not move that nice weak part. So I want to make it so about a thumbnail's distance, so loud noises. Okay, so as you can see, we've managed to take it down quite a chunk there, so it's quite thin. And now what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to take our cuff and we'll be able to see if we can get around the whole keyway, because that's going to be our aim. Right, and as you can see, it's a little bit burred on the edges, so I do need to take some of the burring off. That'll be a little bit of grinding, but it looks pretty good so far. So what I'm going to do is make it a little bit thin on the edge so that we've got a nice point to go in, get rid of these burrs, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so there's the mainstay of our tool. What we'll do is we'll now go and get our cuff again, just to make sure that it can dance all the way around. And lo and behold, we're good in the hood. So now we'll just check to make sure that we've got enough leverage. So go there, and we have got it open. So we'll go again. There we are, definitely not a fluke. Now, as you may have noticed, there is a bend on my tool. Right, and what you want to do to get that is you put it in the keyway, so you want to get your point. I might need to make my point a bit better, but your point, which is what helps you stab in there, right, you want to get it nice and level, and you want it canted so that the flat edge is pointing this way. Get it in level, get your finger and just bend a smidgen, and there you are, you have a smidge, so that when you reach in, you go around, and lo and behold, we've got it done. Now obviously this is not a real great useful EDC bit of kit, but it's quite handy for speed picking. So now that you've made one, why don't you join in with the speedscaping? Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.